So, what is performance anxiety all about? For me, that there are three main things that trigger performance anxiety, and there are three steps you can take to letting go of those nerves. And the three things that trigger performance anxiety are number one, what you think of your audience, or rather, what you think your audience are going to think of you, because what you think your audience are going to think of you will affect what you think about when you're performing, how you feel when you're performing, and the amount of tension you have when you're performing. You the second thing is your what you think about yourself. And that relates to the first thing because generally what you think about yourself is also what you project onto your audience and what you think they're going to think of you. Because the biggest fear I've discovered over my nearly 10 years of working around performance anxiety with different performers, public speakers, singers, actors, dancers, all sorts of different performers, is that the biggest fear we all have is the fear of negative judgment, the fear that we are going to be judged and found wanting, judged and found to be not good enough. And that is the terrifying thing. And the funny thing with performance anxiety is you can start off really confident and it will hit you at some strange point. Something will happen and suddenly the performance anxiety will be triggered. Or you might have always had and struggled with performance anxiety. It doesn't mean it has to stay that way. So, number one is what you think of your audience, what you worry about them thinking about you. Number two is your opinion of yourself. And the third one is the sort of preparation you do. And that can be either you can be like I used to be, which was doing no preparation at all or very little preparation. So it was no surprise. I was not prepared and I got anxious because of it. And there's a really interesting reason behind my procrastination and my lack of preparation. And I think that there are only really three reasons we procrastinate, but that's in another YouTube video. You can go and find that if you want to look at that. Um, the other extreme is people who prepare too thoroughly, but in a way that doesn't actually help them, in a way that actually makes their nerves worse, not better. And that's the weird thing. You find people who think that if they do plenty of preparation, if they do enough preparation, they will reduce their nerves. But somehow, the more they prepare, the worse their nerves seem to get. It seems really counterintuitive. So you have those two extremes. One putting off preparation and the other one doing lots, but it seems to be ineffective because the way you prepare not only affects your nerves, it affects how well you communicate and connect with the audience. It also affects how much and how well you remember your material. Whether you're a public speaker who, like me, is speaking off the cuff, so to speak, although I know what it is I want to say and I have a plan of what I'm going to say, or you're a singer or an actor and you have a script or a song that you want to learn accurately and produce accurately and perform accurately. The process I teach is the same process for all. And it's a way of learning that means you learn it really, really thoroughly in a way that isn't by rote. It isn't, I'll say, just by by repetition. There is repetition in there, but it's a very, very efficient and effective way of repeating that gets you to learn your material in a way that not only helps you remember it, but helps you connect with the audience and feel more comfortable performing it. So that sort of preparation, because the wrong sort of preparation or not enough preparation leads to performance anxiety. A bad relationship with yourself and your nerves leads to performance anxiety, and a bad mental relationship with your audience leads to performance anxiety. So the three steps to changing that is changing your relationship with your audience, changing your relationship with yourself and your fears, and changing the way you prepare. Now, everything I teach is out there in my hundreds of YouTube videos and podcasts and blogs, etc., etc. But this weekend, this Saturday, I am running a live in-person workshop in central London where I will teach you how to do those things in one day. In just one day, I will teach you how to change your relationship with your audience, how to change your relationship with yourself and your fears, and how to prepare in a way that makes you feel comfortable and confident in front of your audience, even your most daunting audience. I will teach you those tools and you will leave with a plan of how to prepare for all of your next performances and how to implement all of this. Say it's in central London, but even though it's in central London and it's an entire day, it is just £40 because I'm doing it to raise money for my local food bank, as well as to spread what I think is really important information about how to reduce your performance or even get rid of your performance anxiety. It's just £40 for the whole day to make it properly accessible to people. I'd love for you to come along and we will spend the day having fun, doing lots of exercises. It's a properly interactive day, and I will teach you this different way of approaching your performance, which will reduce your performance anxiety. And I say, possibly even help you let it go altogether so you can get to that place of excited nervousness, excited like frissons of nerves, as opposed to that stultifying feeling of anxiety. I'm Hattie Volker from Find Your True Voice, and I would love to see you on Saturday. If you can't make Saturday, a week later, I am running an online version of the workshop. It's a condensed version, so I'd love for you to come in person, but if you can't make it, come to the one a week later. I'm Hattie Volker from Find Your True Voice. Thank you for listening.